What's up, everybody? It's Alex winking. Michael, hope everybody's having a great day so far. Had to sneak away from the office for a little bit to bring you this video. It's been a little bit chaotic, and with the renovations and whatnot, kind of decided to get away from doing an unboxing video today. Should be my last week of kind of nuance from my renovation. I think I'll get it all finished up this weekend, get everything kind of put back in the room, kind of get reorganized. Things like that. I can't stand having a mess or clutter, so it'll be really good to kind of get that stuff done. And I'm gonna have to kind of deep clean. Got a lot of sawdust from the demo and stuff, but built a lot of shelves. Did some really cool stuff in that room, so really excited about it. But today I wanted to talk to you about something a little different. Like I said, not a traditional unboxing video. So we're going to talk a little bit about Loot Crate and kind of the recent developments and what's kind of happened in the last 30 days or so since filing for bankruptcy, which was basically a general restructuring. There's no doubt they were in tremendous debt, but there's been some changes and new developments that kind of have kind of come out, and some stuff maybe to be a little bit excited for if you still have faith in the company, that is, and maybe what could be a decent future. So let's kind of jump into what we're talking about here. Of course, I will link this article in the description below, but we're going to talk a little bit about what Loot Crate just announced. So I actually received this email a couple days ago, and kind of found it on this website. Not many people are covering this, which, you know, why would they? I mean, Loot Crate's a pretty big company. I mean, 250,000 boxes a month, multiple different boxes. But it's kind of come out who is behind Money Chest LLC, the company that has been working with Loot Crate in the acquisition. And the headline kind of says it all. This is via bleedingcool.com. I don't know anything about this website, but I do know that this article is credible just because I received the same communication in my email, being the fact that I subscribed to several Loot Crates. This is Loot Crate bought by Neca, changes name to the Loot Company. So the headline kind of says it all. So Loot Crate, I don't really know what this means as far as if the branding altogether changes, meaning are we not going to see Loot Crate on our boxes? Is it going to say the Loot Company? So that is a pretty big deal for them to change the name from Loot Crate to the Loot Company. And then, of course, Neca, who is tied in with WizKids. I mean, it's amazing what that company can bring as far as financially support. That's a pretty big deal for an announcement. So let's kind of get into the article. Bleeding Cool has been covering the bankruptcy of Loot Crate. It spawned many competitors, even a few that are still surviving. But as their competition went bust or ceased business, the market leader Loot Crate seemed to have less of a market to lead. Built on subscriber growth, the number which neared 500,000 halved over the last year or so. I didn't even know they were that high. They marketed themselves on exclusive items, with some that are genuinely hard to find now and valuable as a result. However, combination of overorder and production saw them cannibalize that exclusivity by selling the items individually at massive discount. Numbers fell, faced with not being able to get rid of excess stock, and even at discounted prices, they started replacing new items and boxes with, quote, classic items. They sold shirts en masse to companies such as Ollie's or Zavvi, which that is true. It's funny because people open Zavvi boxes in the UK, and they're getting like Loot Crate exclusive items, which was really kind of silly. Downgraded the appeal of the boxes even further. Numbers dropped off a cliff. They entered Chapter 11, but not before firing up to 50 staff without notice or severance pay, owing millions of dollars to vendors, defaulting on tens of millions of dollars in loans. We also looked at one employee's ground floor observations of how it all went wrong. I didn't see that article, but there is a link to it there. We also noted that Loot Crate were still operating and offering new crates. People started getting their crates, even those who had canceled their subscriptions, even though they had received refunds. Loot Crate subscribers received the following email. Hey looters, we wanted to share some important company updates with you. First, Loot Crate has been officially acquired by Money Chest LLC. Who are they? Well, they're majority funded by Neca, the company that owns Kid Robot and WizKids. It's a pretty heavy hitter there. I mean, WizKids is no joke. And I didn't even know Neca was that big as far as them owning WizKids, so that's really awesome. That's right, we hit the new owner lottery. Neca has been creating one-of-a-kind limited edition collectibles for years. They understand our business and, more importantly, what our company wants. Unique offerings, on-time delivery, high-quality merchandise. With their support, we can deliver more exclusives to your door on time. We now also have a new name. Loot Crate is officially the Loot Company. There's a lot more to share, and we'll keep you updated. So the question is, will you risk it? You may be able to get a discount here with the code Bleeding Cool. I have no idea if that still works or not, and let's see if a company can do what a crate cannot. Here's the latest from their standard crate. And it kind of goes on to talk about some of the loot crates. So right after this communication, they brought out what I thought was a really kind of chintzy email. They basically said, hey, as a celebration of Neca acquiring us, go to the Loot Vault website and buy this Neca Batman, which was normally $60 and now it's $30. It's like, what in the hell are you doing? That is just stupid to me. I mean, I guess it was an okay looking figure. I don't think it was a $60 figure by any stretch of the imagination. And believe me, I get it. Neca makes really high quality, cool stuff. But let's not celebrate your disaster of management by trying to get us to buy another figure that, I can't imagine they sold very many of. But what does all this mean? Well, for one, I think that the name The Loot Company sucks. I'm just going to be honest with you. Loot Crate is a genius name. Now, if you're sitting in the boardroom and you're trying to strategize about how you turn this company around and how you get faith back in the company, I get it. The Loot Crate name is probably pretty tarnished amongst the customer base that you have, amongst the, it's ruined, basically. All people can think about is getting cheated out of crates, and bankruptcy and all those things come to mind when you think of the name Loot Crate. It is a shame, though, because it's a damn ingenious name that probably would be worth saving if your idea is to go to the Loot Company. However, in doing the Loot Company name, I would imagine that they're going to expand the business immensely they're going to diversify into many other things other than subscription box crates. I would imagine that this is going to open the door to many different types of retail deals with brick and mortar stores and online stores. So I have a feeling that this is going to be a very broad company that they have a lot of big ideas for once they can kind of get out of the woods. So that could be a sign of encouragement as far as that goes. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. I mean, I definitely think the name change mattered, but at the end of the day, or maybe it had to be done, but at the end of the day, the Loot Company, I don't know, that's kind of a weak name for me. Although I am a little bit encouraged. I like WizKids a lot. Neca does some really cool stuff, and obviously if they own WizKids, then that's a pretty good sign. I mean, I would say that that's a pretty good sign for Loot Crate, or the Loot Company, moving forward, but they also just announced some more crates that are shipping, so that's good. Again, the communication is very strong now. It would seem that they're really trying to get their things get going again. I will tell you, though, if you haven't already, check out some people that have unboxed Loot Anime. It was a joke of a crate. Recycled items left and right. Really terrible items. Value was terrible. There's some really good prominent unboxing channels that have unboxed it. It's definitely worth a look. It's quite comical, honestly. It's pretty funny because that crate just sucked. I mean, that Loot Anime crate was terrible. And not to mention the last unboxing I did for just the Loot Crate, DX, I believe it was Toy Box. It was atrocious as well. I mean, when you really look back at it, it was a bad box. So hopefully they, I hope that we can get a little bit better boxes. The Lord of the Rings box wasn't bad. The Loot Crate toy box wasn't too bad, honestly. It didn't seem as bad. But man, when you started getting into these last couple, the most recent that have kind of come out, they were just terrible. And I really hope that they're just, I mean, I get it. There's urgency to get out of the woods, to get people their boxes so that this kind of starts to quiet down and go away. But at the end of the day, if you're not providing any sort of value for those boxes, that's a terrible mistake as well. But that's it for Loot Crate. Guys, tell me what you think as far as what you think about Loot Crate becoming the Loot Company. I just got to tell you, I'm not happy with the name. I think it's kind of silly. Hopefully they can continue to grow and get better. Again, there is some light at the end of the tunnel with NECA and WizKids, so maybe that's going to help. But as always, interested to hear what you guys think. Comment down below. I actually, very, very active in the comments. You can find me on Twitter as well and talk to me there. But that's it for today's video. Really appreciate everything. Please like and subscribe, and I appreciate the hell out of all of you that have done so already. But I will see you guys on the next one.